Hello, I'm Adam and this is my vlog. It was the beginning of this week when I woke up hearing a tune in my head. And recalling the tune, I cannot exactly remember all of it, but I do remember it was two notes, and then two other notes that were higher up, then two more notes of the first same notes, then they repeated the same tune, and then two more notes that were again the original first two notes, and then it went up slightly up, but it was out of tune but on purpose. And I don't know the reason or stuff for that, but it was interesting. It was at the end of a dream where I had a board meeting of some type. I'm not sure what the dream could mean or what, but it really had no significance except for it was some sort of meeting. And the individual who was playing the tune was playing it incorrectly, like it was a sound by a puppet. I also cashed my check this day because I found a good bank and I looked elsewhere. I turned in a few applications this week. I also saw the Three Musketeers on Monday. It was paid for by a friend. He also gave me lunch. I don't really know him too well, so I don't know what his name is. I also learned a new sound in the shorthand book I'm studying, which is the I sound. Literally I. Like in my sty fly on this first day of the week got to play volleyball, which I've not been able to do for a while, which has been kind of fun. So next day, no real significant events happened, save for I went to a place where I could work on trying to get a job. I made sure I had the connections I had previously so I can still get the emails for the job offers I'm needing. On the third day, I got to go back to the auction. I got to drive several new cars again. And there I got into a weird type of pseudo-accident. I have to call it pseudo because there was actually no accident. It was a car with very sensitive brakes. And it looked like I ran into the car even though the car stopped. It's very annoying to have a car with touchy brakes. Hopefully I did not lose my job. But as far as I can tell, because there was no damage on any car or mark on either car, it's a good chance that I kept my job. I also went out and I reviewed some concepts, and I saw somebody else there that I have not seen before. It was kind of interesting because this is one of the times I've been able to make it to review these concepts. It was neat because I got to see somebody I haven't seen before in reviewing these concepts. It was an interesting experience and shows her character. And looking at this particular individual, I find that I could pursue her. Though looking back at my state, I see the reasons why I've held myself back. Which is sad and happy at the same time, because I find that until I get a job, it makes me repulsive in some way. I don't know why, but for some strange reason, people like money more than people. It really doesn't make any sense to me. On the fourth day, I went and looked for employment elsewhere as well. I put my name inside a system and worked on that system for a while, so my name would be showing up in that system along with a bunch of other information that allows me to do or be found for employment purposes in that system I need to check today. That reminds me, if all does not work out here, I have, through a friend, a job offer out of state where I'd no longer be living here or working here, but as I don't have a job here, getting a job elsewhere at least gives me some sort of income. And for that I get to pay for my vehicles and living, and those are the two things that I need to pay for right now. Now I own my vehicle because I bought it outright, but insurance itself is a hassle, and I have to re-register it. That in its own is a hassle. I only have the rest of this month to do it in. I have heard that there's a place down here that is hiring. We need at least 1,000, or wants to hire at least 1,000 people in this area. And I shall do that. But I need to apply online. I have not applied online very well before, but I can still hold out hope and look. On the 5th day, I did eat food that I have picked. Because one of the things I do is I look for alternate sources of food that are free. Sometimes, oranges that are on the trees. Sometimes native plants that people don't think about that are edible. It's a fun thing to do, basic survival tactic, but another part of survival is knowing what is edible and how to do it, and also eating it so it's in your system already. Due to certain knowledge of how well plants grow inside certain environments, I am able to find good plants of this variety that are wild, that have the most nutrition and even the best taste. And they tasted good. And happily, because they grow wild, and so long as they aren't sprayed because they are thought to be weeds, I have a good food source in that regard, so I won't starve. But unfortunately, my permit for fishing has expired because of the new year, so I can't get any food that way. Of course, I've never been able to catch any fish that way either. There was an unfortunate accident that destroyed the front room of my bike. Here's what's left of my bike. Happily got it replaced, but that pretty much took most of the funding I have saved for other costs. Happily, I did plan ahead a little bit, but I was hoping to have that money for other things, but now I don't have that as much. The fun part of having my bike damaged is I was able to find a place where I could have it repaired. In fact, this day, I ran into somebody who told me where a place was, which is ironic considering it broke just not too long after that. Not much else has happened. I worked on a few things here and there. As far as I know, no job things have recommented. I have to still look for more work. Though on this day I did clean. I had to clean a building not too far from here. No pay, unfortunately, but I did get to see other people there, and the type of work that was there, which was service work, which means I don't get paid. I got to see who showed up and what type of people they are. It's kind of interesting to see people when they're not dressed up to look pretty or to impress somebody, but to actually do work. It shows to their character. Well, that's all I have for this week. Have a good time. I'll see you next week. One last thing before I go. In looking at other vlogs, I looked for, how do I say this? Things that make a good vlog. Why people look at other vlogs and all this other things. One thing, a small list I found is that I'm to speak. If you don't speak, you don't have a vlog. I'm to improve my handwriting. This stinks. That's why I'm learning a new handwriting skill. I'm not to be afraid of my quirks, because that tends to attract people. I don't know why, but it does. And I'm not to hold anything back or be loose or be afraid of the camera or the people behind the camera. But as it is, I have currently 0 people viewing this vlog. So that's life. Of course, I haven't told anybody about this vlog yet either, so well, that was it. Number 2, be yourself. Good note to end on. Have a good week.